much. I know you were not feeling too well, but you just made it. Thank you very much for being here.
How could I have said no to you?
Thank you so much for coming.
Hi, everyone. I must say you all are looking dashing. I wish I could propose to each and every one of you.
Are you sure you can carry them to your house? Are you
Honestly.
sure? You know,
my Akwa Ibom wife will throw me out quickly.
interesting. How many wives do you have?
How many what?
How many wives? Just one or two?
You're
a politician now.
How many do you want to give me?
I'm just asking. Just asking. Anyways, so one of the reasons why we wanted you to come on the show, because we felt that it was important to celebrate you. You know, recent times there was a lot of drama, political drama going on with you. And I just felt that a lot of people were focusing on the politics of the moment, forgetting that this is a man that has actually worked for 8 years. And we can't just sweep 8 years under the carpet and not pretend it didn't exist. So I wanted to bring you to the show, not to focus on what everybody wants to hear. Is what have you done? Why should we even remember that you came in the first place? What did you do as a honorable?
Can I start by commending you for this show? I think she deserves a wonderful round of applause.
Thank you.
And I think it takes a lot of guts in the kind of economy we have today to be able to hold on to what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for pushing out positivity.
Yeah.
I was extremely moved. I even saw some of my dear sisters here crying when some were speaking here. And these are very emotional stories that I can actually identify with, because even in my constituency, I worked a whole lot with widows. A whole lot. In fact, they always tell me, Windows Lawa, Windows Lawa, and all that. So I worked so much with them. Yeah. And to the madam that just left, I don't even know the words to say. Honestly, I can only just say, I will look for 1 million naira to donate to you.
Wow.
I don't know where I will get the money from, because my own kind of politics, I don't steal. And that's the truth. I don't steal. I will look for that 1 million naira to donate.
That's the
because
that's the madam.
Yeah, that's over you here, ma'am. I really think what you're doing is awesome. It has nothing, you see, even the Christian faith has nothing to do whether you're Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Confucianist, or whatever. It's just what you sell. And that's the idea. One of the ideas, one of the reasons I came into politics in the first place is to show that you can actually be clean in politics. You don't have to play the dirty game. You don't. And last year, I celebrated 10 years of being in the faith, in Christ, in God, in 10 years in politics. That's not to say that we are not humans. Of course, we can make mistakes.
Of course.
The only perfect person is God. But what God allows is, through His grace, He allows that His grace becomes sufficient for you to be able to bless someone else's life. I keep saying, what's the point? I've been in politics now 12 years. It's like yesterday. If I've not been able to touch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people's lives, then what the hell am I looking for?
Tell us about your journey in politics. How was it? Because when we see somebody who comes from Nollywood in politics and is fairly young at the time, you're pretty young. Like, see, it's a dirty game. How is he managing? How is he maneuvering? And were you able to? How did you blend in?
So it all started in the mid-90s when MKO Abiola was running. I started reading a lot about that. In those days, a lot of us will remember, they used to sell PM News, and those 3 naira, 5 naira in those days. I used to buy a lot of it. I read so much about MKO Abiola. Then Asiwaju now became a senator. No, he was a senator before then. And then I started seeing similarities. To be honest, when I got even into the movies, I still didn't feel fulfilled. I felt like something was missing. I kept telling my wife, like, I felt I still needed to give more. And thank God I still have an uncle, Fuad Oki, who then every time I finished acting, I would go to him, sit down, I would see politicians come, just talk differently. I'll be like, is this what God wants me to come and do? I will go home, I will tell my wife my experience. Whichever way, 2006, I met Adam Oshiomhole in Benin. I told him what I wanted to do. He said Ashiwaju was coming the next week. Ashiwaju came, I was there, introduced me to Ashiwaju. Before you knew it, Sunday Dare. Before you knew it, the thing just kept going. I just kept remaining consistent. You know, from 2007, 2008, I just remained consistent.
So talking about that consistency, is politics about finding favor with the powers that be? Because sometimes when we hear those kind of things, we're thinking, do I have to keep knowing everybody and finding favor? Because some people are saying that maybe politics is too hard for someone like you. You're too
the
soft
truth
for politics.
It's difficult. It's difficult. Oh, BRF got the emails he got. I disturbed his life with emails of how I wanted to be in the assembly. I messaged him. I disturbed his life. His ADC knew my middle name. In fact, one day, he just saw me on Lagos Continental one day. He just told me, he said, Desmond, I've been seeing your mails, so thank you. He was trying to tell me, boy, cool down.
Message has become communicated.
Because I wasn't feeling fulfilled. Do you understand? Now, but it's a far cry from what I imagined. As an actor is the best thing in this life. Is a feel-good life, is a dream of everybody, is a fairy tale. When you come to the real world, where you meet widows, where you meet women and widowers that have lost their wives, and you get to interact with them,
stories.
you begin to understand and feel the in-depth pain that these people go through. It's not easy. And the truth is, if I ask, how many of you have seen Sanwo-Olu one-on-one? Very few.
Very few.
But you see, that's why we are representatives. That's why we are called representatives.
But talking about, okay, this is just between you and I. A lot of Lagosians feel as if nobody's representing them, that they are just like birds of a feather hanging out in the House of Assembly,
so
not
you
doing
see,
much. Yeah.
I think we also need a whole lot of education.
Right.
Education is important. If you watch CNN today, elections, primaries are going on. You see that they do not talk about, somebody in Memphis cannot talk about somebody in New York. What's his business? Surulere, talk about Surulere. Talk about who represents you. It's not one Chibuzo talking about what Abdullahi is doing because I gave him a transistor radio. Maybe transistor radio is what they need in that particular place for the man to know what the news is currently going on at that particular point in place. So I just feel that we have it a bit,
lopsided.
We need to understand what people need at certain points in time. In Surulere today, we are way above a lot of constituencies. That is why, yes, thank you. A lot of kudos goes to Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, and I would give, to God be the glory. I will also thank myself because I learned from him. In terms of today, if you go around Akerele or Gulano, under the bridges, you see everywhere is lit, there's light. I made sure to the widows, okay, it became very expensive. How much do I earn? We don't have constituency allowance in Lagos State House of Assembly. So I made a point of duty to pay half the fees for every widow and widower.
Have your salaries?
For prepaid meters.
Okay, wow.
Yes, at that point it was about 145,000. Wow. So I made sure I paid half of it.
Wow.
I made sure I facilitated. Even when the federal government started, they call it Zero Math program last year, I made sure many widows tapped into it and widowers as well.
Fantastic.
Now,
let me ask you, what do you think is your greatest achievement as a lawmaker in Surulere Constituency 1?
Firstly, I'll say power.
Electricity?
Yes, that's what I mean by power. I think because if you look at Surulere 10 years ago, it was a horrible place to live in. Today, electricity is one of the best you can find anywhere else. I'm not saying I went to go and drag the electricity. No, but it had to do with a lot of interface with Eco Disco. Throughout all the MDs up to the present one, Madam Walla, who is there. I've gone through Sanda. I've gone through Adefeyebi, all of them. Yeah. I had to make sure that my people at least had light. Yeah. Also is having an open door policy. One of them was talking about open door policy here. Open door policy means we will all die one day. We've all heard the stories of people. One of the madams here said something about she heard it was her birthday. The next thing you heard, your husband is dead. It shows that we are not here forever. And this I am saying to all of us politicians. We are not here forever. We go die one day. And that is the truth. And if you do not remember that there is Christ or your faith that has brought you into where you are in that particular place for a reason. Not because you are better than the next person. Trust me, there are way better people than you. And that is why if you come to my house, you would rarely find someone who would say Desmond chased him out of the house. I had to leave my house in Aja to live in Surulere 3 years ago when my family moved because my kids had to go to university. So I moved to Surulere and I never locked my door from people because the truth is out of 10 stories, 3 could be lies and that's the truth. Then they lie. Where? 2 can be my girlfriend is pregnant. I'll be like, Kilowa call me. If now your girlfriend get belly, you know call me before. Why is it that, but you still have genuine stories.
So let me talk about politics for a second. Do you think you played the politics right?
In Nigeria? I'm not sure, and I'll tell you why. I'm 12 years running, and I'm currently writing a book, and the book is How to Lose an Election. And the truth is, I ask myself, if I leave Ashiwaju and I go to Obi, what is different from Ashiwaju and Obi? If I leave Obi and I go to Atiku, what's my difference? What is my ideological difference? What cuts me? What makes me different from this? What's my welfareism idea? Am I more capitalist oriented, or am I more welfarist in my decisions and in my thinking? Am I more people oriented, or am I more let's do business? Trump. Am I more Trumpist? Let's cut the deal. Let's do the deal and let's go. Or am I more let me give you some money. Let's see, like the Putin style, like the Ukrainian style. So let's define Nigeria. But in my 10, 12 years of sojourn, here's my idea. And this is how I see it. First, we need to understand that we live in a very complex country. 740-something different dialects, different languages. You need to only go to Cross River to understand how different we are as Nigerians. From one local government to the other, it's a different tribe and language. From the Ikom to the Ububura to the Ugeb to the whatever, they are all different people. So it means to me that we have to define our own style of democracy. Democracy is already what for the people, how the people, blah, 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 as the white man has put it. Let us now as Nigerians sit down in a sovereign national conference and decide how we will rule. Let's have a 30-year plan, for instance, and say for the next 5 years, let the West rule. The next 5 years, let the North rule. The next 5 years, let the Central rule. Yet, we're already following through a particular plan that leads us through 30 years. I'm just giving an idea. This is just me thinking in my head, how can Nigeria survive? Now, another reason why I'm supporting, I know you're not here for politics, but why I'm supporting that this man who is currently here, and I'm thinking, okay, who is the next savior that can remove Ashiwaju from what he's doing presently? I cannot see yet. No matter how we try to bring him down, this is a man that knows that he doesn't have more than 40 years left. Whether we like it or not. I don't have more than 50 years left, if God blesses me. So he has no other reason than to leave a legacy before he goes. Okay. Just the way we have the Awolowo, that we can talk about Awolowo today, and Jack Conde. Jack Conde had only one term, remember? Yeah. Until tomorrow we keep talking about him because of the things he did. I want, when I leave Surulere, they talk about the things Desmond did and not the things Desmond stole. I don't want to steal. And I'm still living in Surulere. And I live amongst the people.
So you're telling me that you never stole?
Why would I steal?
Just checking.
No, but that's the truth.
Okay, so talking about...
As a matter of fact, as at 2 years ago, I had 2 BMWs, 2 Prados, 1 Hilux. I will shock you today that I only have 1 Hilux.
Okay, what
And
happened?
what have I done with the rest? I've sown because I'm a Christian. I do sewing. And then I have sold so that I can do surgeries for people at the hospitals.
Wow.
And now, I'm not saying this. Your clap is not going to prevent my heavenly kingdom grateful. So if I like money, no clap, concern me. I'm doing it for myself because I believe in God. After what had happened last month in the last election, and my faith was tested to the greatest point, and I still remained in God. That was when I now know, say I go heaven through.
So just based on what you said about your book, why do you therefore think you lost the election?
So, I haven't lost an election. But I am telling you how you will lose an election. First and foremost is the fact that, and why I cannot blame many politicians. Politicians already realize that tomorrow, your boss or whoever is your head can turn on you at any point in time. So he now begins to keep for himself and his family. And he says, okay, make I begin arrange myself, because anything will happen tomorrow. So someone like me, I not keep for myself. So my tomorrow now, they for God hand. If you know what I'm trying to say. Now you are clapping. Tomorrow you don't go clap now because hunger no go catch me by the grace of God. But you see, that is why you don't blame politicians. Politicians know that once you are given this opportunity, they only have 3.5 years. So let me begin to arrange my life. Because tomorrow they will tell me, Lojoko, let this other person go and take over. Do you understand? So we should begin to understand differences. There's the executive, there's the legislature, and there's the judiciary. The executive only has 2 terms. That one knows now first term, second term, Lojoko. The other one, legislature, you only get better the longer you stay. Your constituency only benefits the longer you stay. So those who are there 5, 4, 6 terms is their constituency that benefits better. Because as things are coming from the executive, they remember the ranking ones. And guess what? It's not just a Nigerian thing. It's all over the world. That's how it operates. Judiciary is also the same thing in their own forms. So we must understand things. So I think a lot of education needs to be given. That's why I'm very interested in the Lagos State Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, which we've passed into law. And I'm hoping that the next administration will start doing that and make sure that younger generation, the 7-year-olds, begin to learn more about democracy and how we can begin to understand. But I'm very particular about the widows. If you don't mind, please. I want to say a few things. And I think that we should stop the idea of pitying them. Rather, let's give them to empower. Because these people are strong. Why do I say it? I do 6 monthly. So every 6 months, I do a package for the widows in my constituency. I do food stuff and small token. It's not much, but we do that consistently every 6 months. So we finish one batch of 200. We do another batch of 200. We finish. It's a lot. It takes a lot. And they appreciate it. And trust me, the prayers of the widows, God, they hear and die.
All right. Because of time, somebody was asking online that when are you coming back to our screens? Are you planning to come back to our screens?
Well, I'm hoping. I'm looking more into a merger of human and AI.
Okay.
because I don't want to lose out on the AI game.
Revolution.
So I want the screen thing to be more of AI and human face, having that together.
As we
You
wrap
know.
up with you,
Yes.
what's one legacy you like? Okay, you're saying that you've not totally lost. But is the case?
No, I've not officially. No. When I say I've not officially lost, is I've not left politics.
It's not the politics.
I believe I can serve in many
So the
capacities.
question, I have two questions for you, just to wrap
Yes.
that up. What would you like to be remembered for? Especially if, obviously, as somebody who was a lawmaker in Surulere Constituency 1, what's that one thing you want everybody to remember Desmond Elliot for?
That Desmond loved people. And that's the truth. I do. I have serious passion for people. And if I can stay, and let me tell you why I celebrated 50. I celebrated 50 last year.
Wow.
And 10 years in government. And I was so proud of myself because I still saw the fact that I could relate with people.
Yeah.
It didn't matter to me if you were riding a Bentley or you had Marwa, Korope, or Okada. That don't matter to me. As long as you're a human being, that's the way God sees us.
Yeah.
God doesn't see us by what we have.
Yeah.
All of this will go. It will all disappear. When the rich man dies and when the poor man dies, everybody goes down there. You know, so that's the most important thing.
And finally, I have to ask this question. Have you been able to mend fences with all the key players in the brouhaha that happened? That's your father
My father in politics.
Your father in politics, your competition, Honorable Barakat, and the people they said you offended. Have you been able
Okay,
to
so
mend
she's not in opposition. We're in the same party.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Within the...
So don't forget that I also have to heal myself.
Okay.
I started fasting when I call fasting. You know that kind of Orioke fasting.
Once you don't go to MFA, you never fast.
So I started that from January.
Okay.
I have been working out all my life.
Yeah.
I've been doing dieting all my life. I never got to 100 kgs. When I started fasting, I dropped to 94 kgs.
Wow.
That's to tell you the level of fasting.
Yeah.
The level of Father, look meal.
Yes, sir.
So, the truth is this. I've left everything on to God.
Okay.
I think it's God who decides. I've opened my hands of fellowship. And I've always said this before. As a Yoruba boy and as a well-brought-up Yoruba kid, your senior is never the one who is wrong. It's never. It is you when be the younger one. Even if you are the one that is right, you are the one that is wrong. You are the one that should say sorry first. Do you understand? So I will keep saying that sorry first. Then if my mentor and leader decides at any point in time that it's time for him to say, okay, maybe I may have. But until that point, it is still me, Desmond, that will still be the one to say sorry.
Fantastic.
And that's how it should be.
Emma Bino, one last question. Is there one
This is your sixth one last question.
My last question. Is there one position
Yes.
you'd love to be considered for?
Honestly, to be frank, I would like to be the Director General of the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies. And I will tell you why. I am very pro-democracy. I want to see where every state can develop their own form of democracy. I want to see where people can speak freely, but with respect. I want to see where we can teach our children democratic principles and precepts, so that when they are in 7 years' time, when they are 14, 20, they already understand. I want to see where we can teach our military what democracy is about, so that they are not even thinking about a coup, but how we can now begin to have democratic principles, and how we, in our own different tribes and tongues, can all become one as a people. We didn't agree to be like this. God put us this way, and so we should be like that.
Thank
that
you
would be my
so much. Wow, we had a fantastic show. Please give it up